ladies and gentlemen, youngsters, kids of all ages.
Oh, are you there? Well, have I lost you?
Oh, here we are. Sorry, push to talk issues.
Oh,
We're live. We're going. Hey, everybody who might be joining us. This should be a really good one. We've got Pizzawizard and Fangs of Fire today, and I'm joined by my terrific co-host Roscoe. How we doing, Roscoe?
oh, stop it, Captain Joe. You're too kind, sir. You're too kind. Yes, I only came back because I'm at the same level of quality with Captain Gyro. You don't get better than CG, you know that, apart from Consecrated Ground. But here we are. We're back. We were just discussing that. I'm gonna have to back Pizza Wizard for this game, just for the way the table lays. So let's see if we get a good match.
Yeah, I'm excited. Fangs is thinking about where to start here, and we'll pass the time in the meanwhile. Did you know I taught a buddy of mine today to play a little Fury of Dracula?
Excellent.
Yeah, he never played before, but I bought him the game when it was on sale a long while back. And so I said, hey, come on, sit down, play some Dracula with me. He made some mistakes and I caught him, but hey, it was a good time. It's always good to
Are you
bring in some more new blood, you know? He liked it. He said he'd like to play again.
Was this did you mean the digital version on Steam, or did you buy in the board game?
Digital.
Digital, right?
Thanks to
Okay.
our good friends at Nomad Games, we were able to play even though he lives all the way in Colorado.
Wow. Okay. So I take it you were playing it like the competitive dad who was basically just trouncing him, telling him just, yeah, if you go there, next minute, yes, shouting in his
Well,
face.
no, I didn't pull my punches, but I gave him some honest coaching to help him learn the basics. It was fun. And you know, my sister, who I played multiple times now, she just got
Right.
her first big digital edition win against me as Dracula.
Oh,
She
well,
managed to get away from me.
you need to get them into the Discord and get them joining the community.
I know, I know. I think they give you a $50 signing bonus when you bring new people into the Discord. It comes straight
They
from
better not,
Nomad.
otherwise
Yeah.
they better no, they can't have. If I knew that, I'd have all my family join.
He'd be the richest man so
I'd just be I'd just be walking in the street with a sandwich board on saying, join here, give me your
far.
email address, and just adding people in for no reason.
But in seriousness, there have been some new people joining recently. It's great to see.
Yep, there have. And there's been a few that have popped up in game. Like I've just jumped on, I've jumped into the in-game chat, and like they've joined, and I've never seen their names before, and then it's kind of direct them to Discord, and they're away again. So it's great. It's obviously, the word is spreading. So may it continue.
Absolutely. Yeah. Join us. This game's fun.
It is. It is. Will you be joining us in a tournament in the future, CG?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I haven't yet decided if my competitive days are behind me. You know, I went out on top like Rocky Marciano, and now I'm just a pillar of the community. Maybe I'm okay with that.
Well, I mean, I had to step away for about a year just to recalibrate. So yeah, you do. You can you can you can get caught up in this, and before you know it, nothing else matters. So yeah, I had to come back fresh, and it worked because I kicked Scott Saw's ass twice.
Paying
And
off?
if he's watching, yeah, if he's
Paying
watching,
off.
I'll tell him that as well. Is he on? Have we got anyone on the stream yet? No. Okay. Yeah, so I'm watching this on YouTube as well, so I can keep an eye on any comments that come in.
3 watching now. I bet we've got Scott Sword lurking in here. I'm
He
watching,
says,
and then there's one other.
yeah, well, me, isn't it? You idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck
Well,
it,
if
hell.
you're in the
Right.
chat, pipe up, say hi. We're here to have fun.
Yeah, come on, Scott
If
Sword.
you're
He
a
said he was
new
playing.
if you're a new player like Scott Sword, feel free to ask questions about what you're seeing.
Yeah, if you want any advice on combat, just ask, and we'll give you our advice.
Always play Heavenly Host.
Always, yeah, first round, always play heavily host.
I mean, I've been there. I've lost because I didn't play Heavenly Host. I was too scared, you know?
Oh
I think
man,
we've all been there. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. But then, of
well
course,
that's it.
Dracula plays Fangs.
Well, I did. Yeah, that's what Scott Sword tried that with me now. He's like, oh, I'll just go for it, and it was Fangs. Good night. So yeah, but otherwise, it's just burning a holy hole in your pocket when you're walking around with these.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a conventional weapon. If you've got a fast horse and a stake, you'll get damaged by wolves, by rats, by bodyguards. So you're really only holding on to it if you get CG, and there's such a risk that you lose. Again, if Dracula kills you before you can use it, then it doesn't really matter. So it is powerful, but it's more about weighing up. When do you need it? If you're going to burn through the deck and you haven't got CG about, I'd probably rather have two conventional weapons and a fast horse because you can do more damage with that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful balance of the game. Is if you're trying to get the full power out of CG, you have to assemble all the pieces. But
Absolutely.
as you said, you're just kind of carrying it around. Uh, but in a pinch, throwing them out to kill a vampire or to deal a bunch of damage to Dracula can be really useful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you're right. They've all got their pros and cons. And again, the game is all about. I know we go on about the cards. Excuse me, the cards and OP. But again, the cards are just there as an item. It's about how they're played and the strategy of putting it on the right hunter and making sure you use them at the optimum time. So yeah, the cards are just a byproduct of how good the strategy is. So um, which is why I don't like playing hunters because I just can't work that out. I'll just stick to being Dracula. I'll happily hobble across Europe on one health point, just throwing things behind me, cutting children's arms, throwing them behind me to take them off the scent. You know, I don't care.
Yeah, playing hunters is like this battle against entropy and chaos. You've got these randomly assorted decks, and it's your job to sift through them and get everything nice and neatly organized and get your proverbial ducks in a row.
Hmm.
And it's just like sometimes the deck wants to be more cooperative, sometimes it's less cooperative, but there's almost always a chance to assemble the right combination.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Uh,
Even if, let's say Dracula, his rumor token goes through, right? And he gains 7 influence, and now the game's looking really bad. Well, you need to pivot to a longer term strategy, right? Like maybe hang on to your vampire layers and like save your renewed vigor for the last minute. You know what I mean? You have to
hmm
work with what you're given and assemble your
hmm
strategy out of that. If you have the cards for like an immediate alpha strike, maybe that's what you should do, right? But if you don't have
I
the
agree.
cards for
Yeah.
that, play the long-term game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there'll always be a debate about if you've got strong cards and you jump on Dracula in week one, throw down heroic leap. Why not? You've got it there, and there's a chance you could finish the game off very quickly. Because there's always that risk that you hold onto the cards too long and you never get a chance to use them. In which case, you may as well not have them. So there's that. Yeah, there's a constant balance with that. I've just noticed. Gio was in the chat, mate. Do you want to drop a note to him and tell him that we're on YouTube if he wants to watch it here?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Uh, we got no rumor token yet, so this is probably a hoax.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. There was a hired scouts done, but obviously not revealed. And Pizzawizard has done his chat, his start. At least it isn't Amsterdam. Yeah,
Yeah. I missed where the other hired scouts went because we were talking, but he plunked them down somewhere.
he did that, and it wasn't either of the spaces that Dracula's in. So we know that. So yeah, come here for concise commentary on the game. You can tell we're focused on it.
Did he just Dracula emote? You seeing this, Roscoe? In the
Oh
chat?
yeah,
He's hacking the mainframe. It's Hacker Man.
damn you developers.
I'm legitimately stunned. That's pretty impressive. Always leave yourself a back door, right?
Yeah, very good, mate. Very
Yeah,
good.
way to stunt.
That's excellent.
For anybody who might be watching this later down the line, this is a developer. Yeah, he's having a little fun with us now.
Gyro comes in with the basic. I can match that too.
Blowing my mind. I love it. I bet he could. He probably plays the game as Dracula and gets like a wolf form that moves 5 spaces, and he gets to use a jetpack in combat.
Yeah, he's got two Gatling guns under his cape.
He plays the hunters and pulls out a minigun and mows down Dracula. Gets him with a chainsaw.
Instead of a train and a car, it's like Knight Rider. He's got Kit, he's got Airwolf, and he's got Thunder Paradise. Big Hulk Hogan shouting from the beach.
he, he's got a custom item. It's a chainsaw, and what it is it has all the symbols on it, just like Holy Circle, and it says this card does 15 damage to the vampire. This is just the quality commentary that you expect with us,
Oh,
ladies and
the
gentlemen.
Holy Chainsaw. Oh,
Still
that's
no
brilliant.
rumor token. Maybe
Nothing. No.
he's going for the full 9 yards here. He wants the hoax, the bodyguards, and the vampire.
Well, it's interesting because the matches I've seen with Fangs before, he does tend to do or maybe he checked. Oh, he checked Amsterdam because Pizzawizard said it's not Amsterdam,
He
so he
did
must have
check that
checked
one.
there. Because yeah, Fangs like doing a sort of Central Europe start, which I'm not against because you've got a lot of good small cities you can just bounce between. So
Yeah,
apparently he's either that or he's over in the east, so one of the two. But yeah,
yeah. I'm a central start. I'm a big fan of myself because you can
yeah.
then juke the hunters to go east or west as they focus in on your encounters. Um,
He may be more adverse to this now though because Seward's in Bordeaux and he's a strong hunter. It might you've got less movement. But if you've got Stewart in Madrid, you've got a lot of movement. You get Central Europe without him getting near you. And if you've got Stewart with Godalming, again, you've got a lot of space because you're only up against Mina, really. But Stewart there is kind of safeguarding, but you can still move around. I mean, if you're not found, it doesn't matter. So you can still keep doing it. It's just that when you are found, you've got potentially 3 hunters that can jump on you.
yeah,
And if you will form at the wrong time, they just, that's it. I mean, Mina's already got the fast horse. So, yeah.
I suspect there's a little. He's playing a little bit of Count Dracula, if you will, by which I mean he's putting down the crappy encounter cards.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of
Yeah.
that myself. The hunters close in, they've got their heavenly hosts, they've got their stakes, and all they find is rats and wolves and saboteurs, and then that can start to take a little bit of a toll on them, right? Like a little bit of damage here, a delay there, and then pretty soon maybe something actually does mature, or Dracula can just take advantage of the situation otherwise, right?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I like doing that. And you either try and make the hunters complacent that they think, if it's the same trash, we'll just forget this one. And then you've got a chance potentially of revealing something good, which they weren't expecting. But in the same token, it opens up your hand, it opens up. Plus, you get, if you play spies and wolves and various things, you can start to glean from them who's holding on to what, and all of a sudden, then it's a lot easier for Dracula if you can work out which weapons are on which hunters or which items rather. There's the gang. See, they were all just being shy, just watching and not saying hi. Come on,
Hi, everybody. We're up to
join the
5 now.
fun. There's
Yeah.
there's the dream team, the garlic farmers. I thought I smelt something. Scott, Sword, and Geordie.
Head on in, the water's warm.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah, and
dun,
it
dun, dun,
can
dun.
work. It can work because, like you said, they have to start revealing cards to Dracula's worst encounters, and then pretty soon you've gleaned a lot of information from that.
Yeah,
Then you start putting down the actual real threats. Uh, Also, I think the early mature may be a tad overrated. Call me crazy, maybe it's a hot take, but putting down the vampire on the very first space and having it mature and then clear your trail, like unless you're gonna do wolf form shenanigans with that,
yeah, yeah.
it's gonna be really tough for you to win the game. I think. I mean, it's always
Well,
tough for Dracula to win the game, and 7 points is better than 0, but
yeah.
there's just so little to stop the hunters at that point from just focusing in on you.
Well, this is yeah. I concur with that. I mean, you are crazy, and that was a hot take, but I do concur in what you were saying there. That they, if Dracula, for his vampire to mature, basically you've got to make sure that he's not found, right? But the problem with that is it gives the hunters all week just to burn through the deck. So effectively, if they don't find the vampire, it does mature, then it's revealed. Then you burn the 3 cards after it, and by then you're probably imagining that the hunters have got fast horses on what they want. They've got they've got, like you say, they've got all the items to then just go right. Let's jump on it. The only time you've got the issue with that is if the second rumor is played and they still don't, then they can't find him or he's blocked or whatever. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, yeah, 7 points you want to get because it makes endgame a hell of a lot easier. But yeah, I mean, how often? I mean, this is one of the rarer games we see where there's no. I mean, there's been a few in this tournament actually. There's no newspaper reports. There's only been one hired scout. There's no evil presence. I don't think.
Let me put it,
So yeah,
we did have a local rumors come up in Vienna. Let me put it to you this way. It's not that you don't want to get that vampire mature early, like before the initial discovery of Dracula. It's that you have to be prepared to leverage that 7 points into some kind of meaningful pressure against the
yeah,
hunters.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
because if you, let's say you get the mature, but they haven't interacted with any of your other encounters. They haven't taken any damage, they haven't lost any items, they haven't dealt with any spies or something like that. They're just in good shape to handle the game after the initial 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas it's far better if you can to have them deal with encounters and get beaten up and softened up, and then you put down a vampire that they can't deal with or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. And listen, there's a lot to be said as well about. I mean, I know I do it, and you've said that you like that. I don't mind baiting with a rumor token on something irrelevant because you got maybe more chance of a Drac maturing at 4 than at 7. Because if the rumor's on the Dracula on the vampire card, they're gonna either just resign to the fact that they'll just let it mature and then focus on where Dracula is, or they're going to all jump on it to get rid of it. And I'd rather have 2 hunters go after a rumor token on a rats, and I can then get a vampire, a 4 mature. And then that's, like you say, you're not then, you're managing to build up a bit more. And then in the final week, you've got your rumor tokens where you can throw down 2 or 3 and they've got to go after everything.
Right.
And
He just wolfed to an unrevealed lair. Sorry, go on.
yeah, so, that's the thing. At the end of if you're in the final week or the week and you've got 3 rumor tokens to throw down because you haven't used any, then they're going to have to check everything, and you can then start building up your 3 influence points every day in the final week as well. So it's just, yeah, it's like you say, it's horses for courses, isn't it? It depends on how your gameplay is, what you want to do, but that's the beauty again of the game. It allows you that flexibility. And you're right, yeah, he's just hit that layer with a plus. Is that plus? Jesus Christ, plus
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. Well, one of them's wolf form, I think. It's only got the
Oh
2.
well,
Oh no, it is 3 encounters deep. Holy moly. Now, if Dr. Seward played wax cylinders on that, that would be a special advanced gyro achievement right there to reveal 3 encounter cards in a single layer.
are you handing out achievements to players that you think have done well?
That one is called Layering is Caring. I can send you the whole list if you want. Hired scouts, okay. 55, right? Or no, we still don't know. We still don't really know anything. Strasbourg.
I mean, this is crazy. There's nothing, no papers, nothing's come out.
Yeah, I bet the hoax is gonna come up next. But I mean, he didn't. What did he misdirect?
Oh,
What is he cooking up?
Fire Scouts. Throw one down in Spain somewhere.
So did he misdirect? He did misdirect the starting location. Right. He did not layer his starting location. He layered his first encounter.
Yeah.
That's why when he returned to it, that's why there's 3 on it now. So that's interesting. He didn't take that mature. But he might take this next one instead. And then you've got the rumor token.
Well, that's the good thing about the change to the game now is we know that Dracula can see what's in his hand before his first move. So you can actually plan ahead and look at it and say, if you're thinking that far, you can go, right, well, okay, I've got one decent card in my hand to begin with, but what I can do is this, this, this. And again, if you're working centrally, you've always got the option of just jumping quickly back to back to a lair. Whereas if you try and lair in Baltica, for example, the chances are, if the hunters find you, you're going to be moving away from there, and it's going to be very difficult to get back to there in the game unless you're able to see it back at the
Mm-hmm.
end or whatever. So you've got lairs lying there that are just redundant. Whereas Central Europe, it's a lot harder to stop Dracula getting back to those lairs and doubling them up or trebling them up as they are. Um, but I think it's a tactic to use as and when, not consistently, because seeing as Scott Swords in the chat will give him praise. We saw how he dealt with Spencer and Vikashchek, who typically as Dracula, they will be layer heavy and just go round, and that's their tactic, is to just boost up the layer and hope to do some damage. And Scotstoun was able to negate that just by stopping them getting back to their layers, or taking them out quickly. So you've got to mix and match it, because otherwise, like anything, people they get wise to what your tactics are, and then they can just work around it. So this is interesting for Fangs of Fire. He's played again without being revealed, but he's played a decent one now. Obviously, we'll see this time where he was and where he is.
Bit of
But
a
then, yeah, they got to.
bit of a Dracula dream. Yeah, not being discovered
Mm,
yet. Maybe that misdirect could have had something to do with it. Not only did he misdirect the starting location, he misdirected the location after this rumor token, which
mm,
tells me he's planning on the rumor maturing clearly, and he doesn't care about the encounter that's behind it because it would be wiped anyway. And also, it it avoided a potential hired scouts. It avoided potential newspapers on both day
mm-hmm.
3 and day 5. Um, it's a
And he'll get his
pretty
misdirect
good
back.
extra
He gets,
misdirect.
yeah, and he gets his misdirect back after the mature. So again, if he will form, he could do another misdirect on the first slot to hide where he will form from. So unless did he go and click on day 2, Gyro? Did he will form there?
Uh,
That was always.
did he wolf form
Click on the
initially?
trail at the top.
No,
Day,
I think he only wolf formed the one time.
I think there's a go and click on day 2 of the trail, or day 3 now.
Yeah,
Or yeah,
yeah.
click on it.
He wolf
He
formed to
didn't
his
will
lair.
form there. Oh, Manchester. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. He was skirting around Van Helsing all this time.
Manchester. Oh, that's where. Oh, I missed it. I missed the mature. Yeah, right. You're supposed to pay attention to that kind of stuff. Right. So it
Yeah.
matured in Manchester. So you're watching along on the stream. I didn't realize. Yeah. So you're behind on the delay.
Oh, right, mate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm watching the YouTube one. Yeah. So, yeah. So, oh, wow. So he's gone right. So he must have rule formed over or past Van Helsing, because
He,
he hasn't gone to sea.
he must have.
He must have hidden as well. So
Had
he's done a, wow. Okay.
right, and he returned to his lair at some point. How did he
Yeah.
pull that one off?
I mean, he's lucky. I mean, that's a close one that there was no evil presence or,
There
wow.
was
I
a
mean, that's,
local rumors, but it was in Vienna.
yeah. And you know what? That's really good play, actually, because when you get to that amount of cards, you automatically don't assume he's in the UK, because you think, right, hang on, there's only 4 cities he can go to, so he can't be there. Whereas, like you said, he's misdirected, he's gone back to a layer, which is maybe why he didn't mature the first one, because he didn't want to reveal he was there, because he wanted to lay it. So now it's Van Helsing against a two hit card.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, bit of a high risk, high reward strategy
Yeah,
here. On the
absolutely.
upshot, you're practically guaranteed to dodge every hired scouts. And how often does Dracula get revealed by hired scouts in week 1? Pretty often.
Hmm.
Tends to happen,
Yeah,
or an ally search. It tends to happen. Maybe not revealing his precise location, but something on the trail. But by starting in
yeah,
England, he basically just completely avoided that. All he had to worry about was the proximity cards, evil presence, local rumors.
yeah.
But we didn't.
And the thing
I
is
mean,
now,
there's some good news. He didn't actually mature a hoax,
no, no.
just the vampire.
I'm surprised he went to sea now, though, because I mean, now he's stuck at sea and he's
Yeah.
going to be taking damage. Whereas you've got 3 slots. If he was tiptoeing around Van Helsing like a shadow in the night, he may as well have just carried on and tried to force some of the other hunters into the UK.
I
Um,
I suspect that he had no choice.
but he has. He's got. Oh well, I suppose. All right. Yeah. Well, no, because the trail moved. He matured before he had to go to sea, so he's got those spaces. Unless he's rule formed past Godalming into Plymouth, and he's hidden and gone to sea in the English Channel, because now he can't go past Van Helsing. Perhaps I'm
All
not sure.
I mean, color me confused, to be honest
Yes,
with
it's
you.
good.
I
This
don't
is
know
good play by
exactly how
Fangs.
he pulled that off. But I can tell you this, he was only able to do it because of the rules where you're supposed to slide the trail first.
Yeah,
I can almost
yeah.
guarantee you whatever he did, he couldn't have done it with the old Dracula movement
No,
system.
no, he'd be trapped. Yeah, he trapped himself in the country. Yeah, which is why it opens up Dracula's gameplay much more.
Right, absolutely. Okay, so he's in the North Atlantic or he's in the North Sea, I would wager.
Well, no, he can't be the North Atlantic yet because he went to sea. So he's either North Sea, Irish Sea, or English Channel. But now, yeah, now he is. Unless is he got a wolf? No, he doesn't. Right? Okay, yeah. So yeah, so
It's
now
not
he's in.
liver. Okay, so we've had Jonathan Harker just search Liverpool and it was empty. So now
The
we're
thing is,
gone.
Van Helsing's going to have to jump on 3. Oh, is right. Surprising return. Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, sorry, you're ahead of me. Right, okay,
Damn. Sorry.
right. So that's fine. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Van Helsing's got to deal with this 3 card regardless. He's got to. If that matures, it's game over, man.
Yeah, Scotsword's making a good point that it can't be Plymouth. That had occurred to me. It couldn't be 43 because his lair is the location after his starting location. He would have had to move on to Van Helsing at some point. So that means his lair wasn't 43, and now we've just had a money trail revealing North Sea.
Right. Yeah.
So that
Okay.
means it was Edinburgh after all. And
Yeah. Yeah.
Pizza Wizard here used the money trail not to reveal Dracula's current sea location, but his previous sea location. And that's because he wants to know where this lair with the rumor token is, because he has to stop it. There's no other
Yeah.
choice. So that's a pretty good play by him. And the card in between is almost certainly Hyde, almost guaranteed. Uh,
Yeah. So there's multiple events. It looks like Van Helsing's going to have to deal with, and he's just hoping that this card matures and then it's game.
really got his work cut out for him. It's a tall order for anybody, let alone a 72-year-old man.
And
I
he's
mean,
getting bad. Oh yeah, and he's getting bad horse rides, so he can't even get close to them. Yeah.
I bet he's gonna step on there and it's gonna be like spy, bodyguards, vampire, and something else nasty on the Hyde card.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'd do if I could.
And then if he kills Van Helsing, that's the extra points, and then the mature is kind of academic because it'll be overkill. He'll still. I mean, if there's a vampire there, let's assume he might have been thrown down the dross, like you say, to try and kill a hunter. So there might not be a vampire there. In which case, you've got to play the game until it's revealed, but you've still got to try and get this card out of the way. As you say, it's a shame that Stewart's not got wax cylinders because he could check that and he could do deduction on it and just see exactly what's there.
Right. Yeah, that would be huge right now.
Yeah. And he has been burning the deck. I mean, there's only 31 event cards, so it's not as I mean, he's had nothing else to do but supply. So
Oh yeah, no, he's been hitting the event deck hard. There's a good chance he's got the CG ready to go, but I, it's tricky, right? Because he played his money trail already, which makes you think, oh, maybe he doesn't have CG because you'd probably want to save that, right? Didn't use it with the money
yeah,
trail when Dracula lands. So maybe he doesn't have CG, but maybe he does, and he wanted to play the money trail anyway, just because if he doesn't deal with this layer, it's game over.
yeah,
Now he's thinking about Renewed Vigor. He's wondering if I play Renewed Vigor, there it is. Yeah. He's thinking, will that help me deal with 19? So he's going for it. He's pulling the trigger on renewed vigor. Godalming can't get to 19 though. There's no way.
No, no. Well, unless I mean, Seward could excellent weather to the North Sea.
We have Vampire Lair. Okay, well played. That's big right now.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good right now. Local rumors reveals the North Atlantic. Haha, okay. Nice job, John Seward. So he went
Yeah.
North Sea from Edinburgh, then he went English Channel, then North Atlantic. So he's been sneaky here, and it actually has come back to bite him because not he took extra damage for no reason. Now they know where he is.
And I wonder if Mina moved for Godalming so that maybe she's got hypnosis, and then you could use that when you landed just to keep it there. But again, I've come out of YouTube, I've come out of the live stream because I don't like being left behind, so I'm jumping into the game live so I can see exactly what's going on.
Heck yeah.
So, yeah, because I'm listening to your updates and you're ahead of me, so let me just jump in here.
Van Helsing moving to 19. He is going to deal with it, Scott Sword. He's not going to ignore it. Yeah, I considered that as well. Like, that since he played the Vampire Lair, maybe the plan was to just say, the heck with it. Let it mature.
The thing is, if it matures and it's a 7, even with a Vampire Lair, he still wins because it's 7 and 5. No, 7 and 5 is 12.
That only makes 12.
Hang on, I don't have enough fingers out. Hang on, let me just get my
Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We got some Scottish math at work.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that my feet are webbed, so you'll have to bear with me.
Okay,
right.
Here we go.
Now
Got
I'm
some
live.
action, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, we've got combat. Here we go. Okay. Van Helsing, no cards played. And a new vampire.
I thought there were 3 encounters here.
2 plus the wolf.
Oh, there's the wolf. Okay, I thought it was 3 encounters.
No, because you know when your wolf form goes somewhere, it's like a +1.
Oh, he hit him with the bodyguards.
Oh, did he escape? Oh, he's out of there, right?
I mean, he hit him with the bodyguards. That's why he was at 6.
Right.
Yeah,
all right.
There was a third encounter. There was a bodyguards. There's a new vamp. Now we've got the hide card new vamp coming out.
Double new vamps. Right. Yeah. Okay. If you got an escape route, that'd be handy. Because yeah, to be fair, you would want to just escape this and let it mature because it's only going to be 6, so that's 11, and it'll clear the. It'll clear the. You don't want Van Helsing to die and it matures.
No, that would be really bad. But if he gets away.
Yeah.
He could stay. He might. I mean, he could have double stake. But that does seem kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he'd be struggling if he. I think if he had double stake, he would have discarded some. Oh, what's he going to do? Get away? Right. Okay. Okay.
Poor guy's down to 2 though. So I mean, if this third card's is a rats, he's dead.
Oh, what's he got?
Here's the Reckless.
Oh my God!
Confirmed
right, okay.
Being ambush.
Has he got an escape that he's just been holding on to?
Planned ambush.
Planned ambush.
This is super dangerous.
It is.
He could die
that's okay.
and the mature goes through.
Planned ambush, okay, yeah, he threw down dodge. Or maybe throw down escape, and if he doesn't play the right one, I think Van Helsing's out of this.
Bad.
This has been very novel play by
Could
Fangs.
have great strength.
Oh. He can't even escape with this, he's going to take the damage.
Not unless he has great strength.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no, is he going to dodge? Or play a
Plus
knife?
he's been ambushed.
He's going to oh no, this is
dreadful. Oh, and he's ambushed. I mean, if he gets if he gets another Fangs off, he gets the 1 point for the Fangs, plus he could kill Van Helsing, and then it matures. This has been some very impressive drag play by Fangs. I've never seen this start before. He's absolutely layered the UK in an unseen way. So, oh,
He saves
okay,
himself.
wow,
The old man saves himself. Okay, we still have a game here. And he killed one of them.
jeez. Now, Oh my God. Well, that's good. He killed. Yeah, it was the fourth, wasn't it? So now the only ones that are going to mature are a new vampire. So it's only going to be 6 points.
I think he got lucky there. I think if Fangs of Fire had had claws, he would have played it.
Oh, anything. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
anything
claws,
at
you
all.
definitely go for the claw right there. But I think he probably had like strength and plotting and escapes, right? And he didn't want to play the strength, fearing Van Helsing would just escape. So he
Hmm.
mesmerized to keep him in the fight a turn longer and get a fresh card. But yeah, if you have claws there, you definitely claw.
Well, despite this, looking at the match, it's not actually. He's got to move to the North Atlantic. It's not actually, it's kind of like reset for the hunters now. The three on the mainland have just been sitting, collecting items together, passing them back and forward, and really strengthening themselves up. So when he does land, he's taking damage with the sea as well. When he lands, it's going to be difficult unless he wants to try and go back to, I mean, from North Atlantic, he has to go Irish Sea then back into UK. I mean, he hasn't got any layers set anymore. But knowing that Van Helsing, but by the time he lands it, Van Helsing will be healed up a little bit. Um,
The good
or he
news
goes another.
is, yeah, the good news is you know Dracula's been to the North Sea, and then you know after that he went to the English Channel, and that after that he went to the North Atlantic. So if he plays another sea card here, which he's very likely to, it's Irish Sea or it's South Atlantic. So
South
that gives you
Atlantic, yeah.
something to go off of here. Now, if I'm
And he was one.
Dracula, I go to the Irish Sea here and try to start cooking again in the UK. It's dangerous because of CG, but all the weakest hunter is Van Helsing, and he's in the UK. Everyone else is fresh as a daisy, and they can just
I think you
pounce
could
on
be.
him when he lands.
I think you could be. Yeah, I think it's an option because Van Helsing's obviously just burnt a heavily host on that reckless, so they're down to only 2 tokens. So if you can get into the UK, oh, you're all right. Okay.
Irish Sea or South Atlantic, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. And then from there he can wolf
Yeah.
form and potentially obfuscate where he's landing. Right? He might land in
Hmm.
Spain. He might go to Ireland and do something cheeky. He might go to England.
Because yeah, you're right. So let's assume Edinburgh's going to mature, which unless Van Helsing's got two stakes, it ain't going to happen. Then what's going to come off? Hyde, North Sea, and the English Channel. Ah, right. So if he goes to
Oh,
Ireland, he won't get the North Atlantic back. So he's probably going to go to. Oh, hang on. Is he going to
yeah.
take this out?
You're right. You're right. Ireland would be bad for Dracula here. Okay, he's
UK's not a bad.
staking.
Yeah, mainland's not a bad move. So he's okay. He's getting rid of that. Okay.
Now he's dealing with the
Oh,
one on the Hyde card,
I
which
wonder
is
if he's got a holy circle sitting in there.
yeah. But then he killed the Reckless. That's right. Duh. And then he staked the other. So he's good. As long as he survives this, he's all set.
Yeah,
With Edinburgh is
yeah.
cleared up. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. Mesmerize the escape. If he survives, this is going to be the boldest old man of all time.
He just needs to make sure he's not plotted against because he only needs two of them and he's dead. So he has to make sure if he's dodging that they don't play plotting. Because if I was a vampire now, I'd be thinking he's going to try and get away from me. I'll play plotting now and he'll escape.
Okay, he was trying to defend against that very thing with the pistol.
He was, yeah. But oh, okay, this is dangerous now.
Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, he knew that applauding would be like a death sentence, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
play the pistol, hopefully stop the plotting, and also it's better than punch because you might just catch claws instead, right?
Uh-oh. He has got great strength.
Great
He has.
strength.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
He played that
What a
well. So he knew
game.
he had that in the back pocket.
Yeah, he had that ready to go just in case. Way to use the cards that the game gives you, you know? If you didn't have that, maybe just use the vampire lair and let Dracula take the mature, right?
Mm.
Um, but he used the vampire lair as an insurance policy, right? And then the great strength to enforce actually mopping up the lair.
Mm. Wow, that's impressive.
Very well played. And just like
Yeah,
that, Edinburgh's no threat. England's no threat. It's all been cleared up rather
it
nicely.
has.
There aren't even
It
any
has.
layers.
No
It's done.
layers. Dracula's been taking free damage for the last 4 days, which is nice.
And let that be a lesson to you double, triple vampers out there. You know, you put all your eggs in a single basket,
Yeah.
and then, the hunters clear up that basket. Situation neutralize.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. And that new vampire on the hide, redundant.
Yep,
I
that won't bring Dracula any more value.
Nope. Nope. I get why he did it because I would imagine from Dracula's point of view when Van Helsing landed on it, you're thinking, I've got two new vampires on a reckless. You would hope you'd kill him.
Oh,
So
for
you
sure.
know, even not worrying about getting down to great strength, you'd hope in your first battle you'd be able to just take him out. So I don't know if that's misplay because again, I was having this conversation with Scott Sword about it. Hunters are more prepared going into a battle than Dracula because they know what they're walking into with their items. Dracula doesn't know what he's going to get until the first hand, and then you've got to play around it. So, if you get a shit hand of two escapist bats, a mist, and two plottings, there's not a lot you can do,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. So it may be that Drac never got the cards, or the vampires never got the cards, but I think that was some ballsy play by Van Helsing.
Absolutely.
And obviously he knew he had great strength, so he had that in his back pocket as well.
Yeah, for sure. And Dracula has to work with what he gets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Might not
Yeah.
had all the perfect cards to make the trap 100%, but it does go to show that vampires are a bit less reliable than henchmen in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they're likely to do 2 damage, and they might even deal 4 damage in a given combat. And they could even, like, give you even more value than that, right? Like a dangerous night fight or something like that. But generally speaking, typically they deal 2 or they deal 4 damage.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but sometimes they deal 0 damage every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
And whereas bodyguards don't do that, rats don't do that, wolves almost always get you 2 damage at least. Uh,
And I love a
there's a
good
certain
I
reliability
love a
there.
good I love a good scary mob as well. That's always a nice one to throw down, especially if it matures and you've got three hunters in the region and they all take a hit. That's lovely. That's just free damage right there for Drac.
Yeah, the goon squad, pretty solid. Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it will almost never kill anybody because they sooner discard their items than die to it. But if you use that one first, then you put the hunter in a really awkward spot where they have to start making decisions. And if they
Yeah.
have to make decisions, then that means they might make the wrong decision. So yeah, mob is a great way to soften them up. They get hit by the mob and they go, all right, I just have to tank this one and deal with it. And that's when the
Yeah.
wolves come out. That's when the vampire comes out.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Or Dracula
You've got to keep
himself to finish the job.
you Yeah, you've got to keep switching. You've got to keep switching your strategy up in this game because whilst the game doesn't evolve necessarily, it kind of does by osmosis because various players that come in will adapt their strategy and then it forces the game to be played a different way. So it's almost like you're getting a DLC for free every time somebody new comes in because all of a sudden it's like, I've never seen that gameplay before. Let me try that. So I mean that thing. I mean nobody's seen Drax stay as long as he did in the UK there with the layer and the misdirect. You know that was proper play for Fangs there for Dracula. So will we see that again? I don't know. Will that make Van Helsing more wary about being stuck there? Will Seward start in the UK just in case? Join us next week. We'll be right back after this break.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's constantly changing and evolving based on what strategies people form.
But you're right now. I mean, yeah, this was huge actually in the context. If you look back for Pizzawizard, he had the vampire layer. He only took 5 out of that, which potentially that could have been game over. He's only got 5 points, and as you say, it's a clear trail. I mean, they've got all. I mean, if Mina's got hypnosis now, if she gets it soon, she can use it because he's wolf formed in. So, as you
Dracula,
say, the difference.
go
I'd
on.
be. I think it could be. I think the UK would also be a good move because the hunters are far enough away that he could probably still get round about. The seas are going to start coming off now. North Sea's next, so he's going to have full ocean movement again. So he could have will formed, yeah, like you said, kind of to London, and then he could just kind of do London, Swansea, Liverpool. You know,
Not
oh,
to
2 states for
mention,
Godalming.
not to mention, Dracula's already seen a heavenly host, right? So
Hmm.
he's seen it used to kill that reckless. So consecrated ground is potentially weaker. 18 cards left in the event deck.
This is crazy. I mean, yeah, it literally has been. It's just been hunters having to supply, and now the problem is that evil presence. This might.
He's
Nope.
not
Okay.
adjacent to any hunters, so he didn't. I mean, that doesn't really tell us that. Oh, well, I mean, he didn't land in 35, so we know that.
Yeah.
Oh no, no, no. It's evil presence, not local. So he isn't in 35 now. But yeah, unfortunately, that just doesn't tell us enough.
Because if you landed in Spain,
He wouldn't have gone to 47. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, you've got 300 sitting right there with movement. I mean, he'd be risking it a lot to jump there. He can't sit and wait for the South Atlantic to then go back off. And then what was he going to do? Jump to the Med and carry on? The fact is, I think because the hunters are all based in the South, it's almost forcing him to go north. So, yeah, I think you could be right. I think he could have gone back into the UK and he could just carry on again now. He's got
Question,
Edinburgh as a layer, but
but
he can't jump on it with Van Helsing there. So,
is that what Pizzawizard wants? Does he want to deter Dracula from going to Spain
it could maybe
in an
just to throw down
effort to
CG.
throw down CG and kill him? Precisely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, he's on 8 health, so I mean, he's been pissing about in the ocean for so long. His fingers are wrinkled. He's gonna have to get sunblock 1,000, and now, yeah. I mean, it could like force him off away from that coast. The thing is now, if he did wolf home to London, he's got the English Channel free. No, yeah. So no, he's not yet. It'll come off next time. Yeah, I mean, if he's got it, he plays it. The good thing is you're blocking Edinburgh because Van Helsing's sitting there. So
Yeah, but what can
hmm,
Van Helsing do?
I know. Well,
Is
yeah,
he
but I
gonna?
mean, he's
What is he
been
gonna gum him to death?
he's going to spit some soup over him.
He could have a heroic leap cooking up, but that would kill Van Helsing and Dracula would live.
I
Highly
mean, the thing is, Van
dangerous.
Helsing's been he's been. I mean, he's only on 3 health, so I mean, he's been spending because obviously, bear in mind they got Mystic Research, so he's on full quota now.
What is he doing?
Ah, right, okay.
Will form, move once, go to sea. So this is. What is this? He wouldn't do that in the English Channel. That'd be crazy, right? So he must have landed in Spain somewhere. He must have wolfed to Granada and then gone to Alicante, and now he's
Yeah,
in the Mediterranean.
yeah, I agree.
Either that or he wolfed to 48 and then went to Barcelona, and now he's in the Mediterranean. Okay. But you're gonna have to stop somewhere, Dracula. I mean, 13 with a feed sounds nice and all, but even then, where to after that?
That's
Probably
difficult.
he'll have his wolf form back by the time he needs to land in the Baltics somewhere.
Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, it makes some sense because he doesn't want to see like surprising return, renewed vigor. They all pounce you in 26 or 1 and just kill you. So it makes
Yeah, this
sense to
is.
get moving now while you can and feed later in Cagliari where you're much more difficult to reach.
Well, the
Um,
problem with that is, I mean, the problem is if you've got CG now, you throw a heavenly host on Cagliari and then you CG Rome and Naples, and block him going, or even throw down CG on 46 Salonika, and then force him to sea. He's gonna run out of health. He doesn't get time to feed if he lands on Cagliari.
he's
He
at
goes to Terranian, he's down to 4, then he's down to 3 in Ionian. But and if you've got 46 or even yeah, it's a bit risky.
if he moves straight to Terranian, he'll be down to 5, then 4 in Ionian. I
Yeah,
mean, that's
yes.
enough. Like, it's not a lot, but it's enough to potentially prolong the game and get another mature through that could turn the tide.
The thing is though, because he's used wolf form, if he gets to the Ionian and lands, and they have got CG, you just throw it down on Sofia, Bologna, and Salonika. Because if he's in Athens, you throw CG in Bologna. If he's in Athens, then he can't move. He's going to have to dark call
Right,
and
but
take damage.
you can't CG 13 and Athens. You have to make up your mind. He's gonna land somewhere to feed
Oh
first.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm saying if he goes like you said, if he goes Terranian rather than stopping in Cagliari, yeah, he's only going to take the one damage.
I think if he does land in Cagliari and you put down the CG, now he has to go back to Terranian. He's at 4 health, right? That's I mean, that's okay, but the problem is now he doesn't have to worry about CG, so he can go to Ionian and be at 3 health and just land normally and feed. So you gotta
Yeah,
follow up that. If you can follow that up, then it's not so bad, because he'll be really weak when you get to him.
I
But
just saw the message. Did you see the message in the chat from
from
Strider?
Strider, yeah, I didn't want to grace that too heavily, but yeah, it's some serious controversy, some trash talk going on.
He's only upset because I beat him as well. He came on yesterday. He said, "I'll play you. I'll show you how to play as hunters." And I went, "Right, okay." And I beat him as back again. So yeah, he's just better.
We've got the Dracula Master coming up here. Yeah, we haven't had a game in a long time, you and I.
We've
Not
not,
since I
mate.
first
No, we haven't.
joined the Discord.
Yeah, we'll need to get another one. We should just get one. Give me a shout when you're free sometime. We'll just throw one out there.
Nah, I don't play this game.
That's you retired undefeated.
That's the myth. That's my version of events.
Yeah, that's what you tell all your friends and family. Look, hey, Gyro, do you not play the? No, I stopped. I won everything and just
I
left. And oh, did you?
I was
Yeah,
7-1, and then
that's why you don't want that.
and then the preliminaries were done.
Yeah, yeah. And then it would have became when it had to matter, I got fucked. Yeah. This is why you don't want your friend or your sister to jump in the Discord because they'll come in saying, "Oh, hey, I'm the sister of Gyro. I believe he's the 4 times world champion." Everyone's like,
Yeah, that's my family's version of events. I dominated everyone, right?
"Yeah, that's going to be an awkward Sunday dinner conversation." So let's see what's going on here. Come on, let's Speedy Telegraph. Right.
Speedy,
Okay. So now,
renewed. He's pulling the trigger here. It's the nuclear option.
if Mina and Godalming have got excellent weather,
Mina
but yeah, you
does.
just right. Well, you just jump on Cagliari then, don't you? She'll just jump on there and see what the story is.
Well, she had it earlier anyway. Van Helsing may have traded it off of her to give her hypnosis. does have a hypnosis revealed. So what's this
Van
going to
Helsing's
be?
supplying, right? So if Van Helsing took it, he can now trade to Godalming now if he's got it back to him to jump on 13.
So we know that Dracula went to Alicante. He went to 1 for sure. He didn't go to
Mm-hmm.
4. So it's possible he's pulling a big double bluff here, and he's actually in 4 right now. He's in Barcelona, hoping
Mm-hmm.
to see the excellent weather onto 13.
Oh,
So
well,
we're gonna find out now.
Godalming's
Sensible.
going to check Barcelona now then.
Okay,
Okay.
so we've got no bluff there. It's 13 after all. He can't hide behind any more obfuscation. We know where you are, vampire, but can he get to you?
Yeah, they're all just standing on the coastline, flashing the sunlight on a mirror, trying to blind him.
Well, this is classic Dracula conundrum, right? Because the whole point of moving to 13 is that it's difficult and out of the way to reach for the hunters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you put down fog or do you not put down fog? Because if you, like I said, the whole point is that you think they're not going to get there. But if you don't put down the fog, they might excellent weather onto you and kill you.
Yeah.
But if you do put down the fog, they might just not go there at all, or go there later, and now you've wasted your fog. Here's the excellent
here we go.
weather.
Here's the excellent. Now, you'd imagine with her going, the way Pizzawizard plays, he is experienced. She'd have a 4-1 sitting there just in case this is. Yeah. Or she might have a.
It is
Right,
fog.
okay, there's the fog. Has she got the 4-1?
She
Yeah.
does. We got a real
And now-
game here.
And now she's got heroic leap.
That would really mess up Dracula's day.
Yeah.
Seward can rail here and then go to sea. No, he can't. He could special move and go to sea. Oh, there's the double excellent
wow.
weather after all.
Wow.
He railed into excellent weather. Okay, I was thinking he was just going to rail or horse and then go to sea regularly.
Oh,
Since
my
you get one
God,
regular
right.
action and one special action, right?
And there's a trade. This will be a planned ambush, or maybe heroic. There'll be something here.
And he thought Seward was like well out of the picture. That's great use of renewed vigor. Also great use of excellent weather, but that's a little more obvious. That's what renewed vigor's about, is like really maximizing your options that you get with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Sister Aggie's in play as well. So that's another little passive ally sitting in the background for you.
Oh,
yeah, Drake's going to be fucked with this.
This isn't looking good, Dracula. He didn't get the chance to feed yet, so any significant damage here will mean he'll have no choice but to feed, and a CG could drive him off to death.
And the problem with the Cagliari is escape as bad as it makes no difference because you can't escape anywhere. So you can't. You're now stuck in this fight. That's the issue when you go to Cagliari, and seeing where the hunters were based, you'd have to assume that they have the cards to get to Cagliari. So I think you're right. You may well have been worth just going to the Terranian and then trying to get past it. He's going for it though. Is she hosted?
Good.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Dracula only had one path to victory, and it was to gain some more health as fast as he could.
Yeah.
So if you can, so says I at least. I mean, there may have been other ways out for him that I didn't realize, but the hunters are both at full health, right? He's not going to claw them down to win. So go for the fangs. Maybe the 2 health will make the difference and you can win, right? But here's the holy bullets, and that's it. That's a good game. That was a really good game.
Wow.
That was really fun. Some really high level plays at work, and a bit of gamesmanship from Pizzawizard there, because, I mean, it's like you said, his hunters were positioned to attack Cagliari, or Cagliari, I should say. But Dr. Seward, not so much, right? Dr. Seward was in Madrid. He didn't seem like such a threat. And one of the renewed vigors had already been played. So you're thinking maybe he's not going to be an issue. But by railing there and then using a special event card, he didn't tip his hand too early that he was ready to just pounce on him.
No. And that was good. It's like you were saying, that's a good way of understanding what the cards do and combining the cards to maximum effect. That was really good play. No,
Yeah.
it was good play on both parts. I mean, like I said, it's crazy. You must, as a Dracula player, you must be thinking the way that UK was set up. You must be thinking this is going to be a victory for me, you know. And all of a sudden, Van Helsing, with nothing to lose because he's so old, he just goes, "Leave this to me, kids. I'll take care of it." And he walks in. Nobody suspected him, and then boom. So
He got out
that's
his
crazy.
push broom and just swept everything right up. Nothing to it. Yeah, I mean, make no mistake, that was a very high level Fury of Dracula game with the layering and the sneaking around England, the vampire lair and great strength to secure like a tourniquet around the situation for Pizzawizard,
Yeah,
the renewed vigor, excellent weather in combination. Like that's a great example of the synergies that are brought out by the combination of cards. They're greater than the sum of their parts, and you got to find that synergy, and you got to work with what the game gives you. You did a great job of that. So
he
very well
really, yeah.
played by both.
Yeah, that really was. I mean, either fact, I know I said at the beginning I was going to back Pizzawizard just because of how the tables are, but really, either of them that had won deserved to win. It was a shame, a shame you don't get a draw point in this, but yeah, that was. And again, that's the problem with it. You wait this late in the game, you're just giving the hunter. The problem is going the four oceans and taking that damage and not getting a chance to feed. It was difficult. I think you may have been right as well, Gyro, that probably the UK would have probably been his better move. Um, they had money trail, like you say, they'd already used it, but then let him go and check Spain. You've got three hunters in the south of the country, in a different continent, and you've only got Van Helsing sitting about in the UK. You could have gone there, you could have fed. CG wasn't played, so I mean, he may not have had it. But had he gone to the UK, I think it would have given him more chance to lay stuff down, and or kill Van Helsing again. So, although he only would have been one ocean, yeah, he would have had feed as well, so he would have got the three, and that's all he would have had. So I guess Van Helsing at full health, they wouldn't have been far off. But yeah, some really good play. I'll look at Eredra just throwing emojis in for hits and giggles now.
Color me impressed. I love it.
You're going to be asking
He's
him.
taking notes for the Dracula bot to learn from.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not to mention the
Yeah.
Hunter AI, but we won't go into that.
That needs a good kick up the ass.
I said before, I'm pretty okay with the Hunter AI being basically non-existent. That's fine. But I think the Dracula AI, could give you an okay game with just a little more tender love
The
and
Drac,
care.
yeah, the Drac has improved, and one thing I've found out before is if you remove Dark Call from the Drac one, and what's the other?
Misdirect.
Uh,
He misdirects his
yes,
own encounters at an
he starts
inopportune time.
moving. Yeah, he starts moving more often, and it makes it a bit more of a challenge. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can remove them, but yeah, the hunters are they just go running past you like a Benny Hill episode. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I
But
think I'll supply at night.
yeah, why not? It does say in the handbook, supply at night. Yes, I think I will. Thank you.
Game's too easy, I understand.
Well,
Gotta
you're a
be hard to
4 times world
reconcile.
champion, Gyro.
I always night supply. Just give Dracula a chance, Poor guy.
It was funny when I played. I don't know, when I played Strider, I got one card from him. I was like, "Oh, great!" He was night supply and just getting hunter cards. I'm like, I never get a break, and then I got one, and it was Roadblock. So I played Roadblock, and then Strider was like, "What card did you get from Sue?" And I was like, "Fucking Roadblock, slapping nuts." I just played it.
Oh,
But the
that's
thing is,
sweet.
it's so rare for Drac to get event cards. When he does, you're like, oh, you got to keep your composure so you don't just get confused and throw it down and make a mess of it like I've done in the past.
Yeah, I gotta make it count. Um, Almost any Drac card can really, throw a huge wrench in their plans, though, if used at the right time. Not every single one of them, but,
You're
you
just
can
happy to
bring
get
out
one.
the power of a roadblock, potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Well,
you're just
again,
happy to see something. Agreed.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing is, I got Roadblock in my Pizza Wizard game. The only reason that didn't worse than it was because he forgot how to play Good Luck. That's the kind of,
Yeah,
you
it
know.
costs you an action.
And I said to him, "Oh, Mina's got good luck," and he's like, "Oh yeah, so she has." Anyway, how am I going to get past this roadblock?
That
It's like,
you
right,
can a little niche interaction, but you can actually combo it with Speedy Telegraph to clear the roadblock out before the requisite hunter needs to move.
mm.
Yeah.
It's like, I can explain to you what the card does, but I can't make you understand it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that one come up though. Speedy Telegraph, good luck combo.
Yeah, well, yeah. But normally good luck just gets punted, doesn't it? So nobody wants to keep it. So it's quite interesting. It's like blood transfusion. Nobody bothers with it until because again, how often does roadblock come up? If a saboteur matures, typically, what are you going to do with one roadblock?
One
Not a
roadblock.
lot.
No, I mean you can
So
potentially, but not usually. Yeah, I think
yeah,
good luck. It's a shame too because it's such an interactive card, right? Like Dracula's putting up his roadblock, and you the hunter player get to remove one of them at a key time. Um, like in theory, it's adding more interaction between the sides and adding to the mental battle, and you could use it at a really opportune time to throw a wrench in Dracula's plans when he thought he was safe and he was going to have a nice feed, maybe. But
hmm
that's all kind of just on paper because the roadblock tokens are sort of criminally underused.
oh yeah,
But I
yeah.
mean, heck,
You
they
know,
put all these nice tokens in the box for you, and like, how often do you get to see a storm token? Hardly ever.
I know. That's why I love. Yeah, that's why I love the board game. I just like lay it out into this. The tokens are so beautiful to look at. Even a bite token, it's just it's just done so well. It's just a fang outline, the same as they've done for this. It's just so nice, you know. And you lay down the tiles on the ocean. It's like the thunder, the lightning storm. It's really nice to have that in the practical version of this. And they've done a good job in translating it here. But again, you don't typically, as I was saying, when you play with friends in real life, there's more chance that they will just play at night because you can goad them on, and it's like,
Casual
all right,
setting.
go, yeah. Whereas in this, it's like, nope, no, I'm here to win. I'm not going to mess around because you don't know each other to a certain extent. You're playing somebody at the end of a screen. You're like, if it's with your mates, you can take the piss and you can try and batter it about. But if it's somebody that's jumping on, you're like, well, I'm here to win because I don't know who you are yet until you start, you know, playing them more
Uh,
often.
There's
But
also the idea that uh, it seems like the developers kind of knew that Dracula wouldn't see that many cards, and I think that's why so many of them are very powerful. Like, don't
mm,
get me wrong, not all of them are very powerful, but when a hoax matures and there's 7 or 8 Dracula cards in the discard pile, he's gonna get
hmm
something juicy, right? Something that's gonna
yeah,
help make a difference. Um,
yes, yeah,
and so I think like part of the design is he's not going to see too many cards, so we need to make the ones that he is going to see somewhat strong. But then that also has the knock-on effect of like, well, Dracula's cards are strong, so we don't want to let him get any. We have to make sure he doesn't get any cards. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
yeah. Yeah,
Some
it is. That's yeah. To sometimes to the hunter's own detriment. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that because you don't want the risk giving Drac. Yeah, yeah. And again, the thing is, the Dracula players are it's such a juxtaposition because they're so used to not playing with any event cards that they're used to it, whereas hunters are relying on the event cards to win effectively. So it's a crazy mirror image of the two. And
Yeah.
that's it. I don't think I've seen any games where Dracula's had 3, 4 cards. He's never maxed out his event cards unless you're getting desperate at the end game and all of a sudden you're just pulling out
Well,
Drac cards for Christmas. But
the
that
only
never really
time
happens.
the only time it really happens is when Emmanuel Hildesheim makes it happen, right?
Yeah,
Which goes into, is there too much power concentrated into that one card, right? But that's exactly what I was getting at, is like if none of them are big and scary, then giving Dracula a card isn't really that big a deal.
yeah,
But because so many of them are big and scary, most people play to make sure that he never gets a single one of them. So it's kind of like, as a developer, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, right? Even if the cards were
yeah.
weaker, I don't think people would be incentivized to Night Supply just because his cards were less powerful, right?
I think, I think you're right with that. And if anybody that watches this doesn't know, if you jump to Scott's Law's channel, Scott's and I actually broke down all the Dracula event cards and stuck them in a tier. So we rated them how powerful they were. I mean, if you look at it, Hunter event cards, right? You could argue, okay, so Blood Transfusion, nobody needs that. Let's get rid of it. Long Night, nah, get rid of it. Good luck to a certain extent, like we said. You probably would, but then really every other card that event cards that are out are pretty powerful for the hunters.
Yeah.
Plus they have they have more cards than Dracula to work through them anyway. So you got your Charted, your Renewed Vigors, your Speedy Telegraph. They all do something, and then of course you've also got the character specific cards. So you've got your Lucy, you've got your Wax, your Mystic, your Hypnosis. It's all loaded onto the hunters, and Dracula's a case of you've got Emmanuel, you've got Darkness, you've got Unearthly Swiftness, Devilish Power, and then really the other ones are kind of okay. Some of the ones are decent now for like Chartered Carriage. They've been changed so you can punt them back and things. Enraged, if you can play it right, you can get a kill. Hidden Schemes is a decent one, and then obviously the Vampiric Influence is always good because you're always going to hit Mina regardless. And
You'll
I remember
almost always get a good card.
Yeah, I remember years ago I was playing Mr. Green, and I was in the UK, and he was starting to form around it. I thought, oh, here we go. And he supplied at night, and it pulled Vampiric Influence, and Mina had consecrated ground on it. So I was just like, boom, get rid of CG. And then he couldn't get near me because he'd sat back thinking, I'm just going to throw down CG. And I managed to get into the UK and just move around and win it.
But too late.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got 3 hunters with Vampiric Influence, you have to choose one. But I think with Mina, again, is probably why you don't want to put strong cards on her because, there's a risk that she can die quicker.
Not or if you're going to night supply.
Yeah,
I think another factor is how much the calculus for the hunters changes when Dracula has even a single event card in his hand, right? And what I mean by that is you don't know what that event card is. It could be Devilish Power, and he might remove your CG token at a really inopportune moment and get away. Or it could be Unearthly Swiftness, and that rumor token vampire that you thought you were just about to kill ends up maturing, and now your hunter's out of position for no reason. When he has that, even a single card in your hand, you have to be asking yourself, well, what is it? And is it going to stop me from fulfilling these plans? Because even a wild horses at the right time can move a hunter away from a hideout that was about to mature. And now Dracula's hoax goes off, or something like that. So you always have to be wondering what the card is and how it's going to affect the outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we saw that. In my match of Pizzawizard, I got the hoax to mature, which then gave me Emmanuel Hildesheen, which then gave me an Earthly Swiftness. So it was a perfect storm for Dracula that I got the right cards that I could play. I left from C, played an Earthly Swiftness, matured my final card, and won it, and won by two vampires matured. But how often does that happen? It's like you were saying earlier. The first card is like, okay, well, how often is it revealed, and then can they get to it? You're really just kind of throwing down a hoax on it would be nice if this happened, but I'm planning on the cards after it. Or you're trying to play block and delay cards so that they can't get to the hoax. But then when that does, it's like you said, you're then relying on, you play hoax in your first hand, and if there's been no vampire cards revealed, you're like, right, well, it's redundant. What we're going to pull? One card? Whereas if you've got 7 or 8, then you've got a lovely little, it's like fish in a barrel. You're just picking what you want from that. But
you never know precisely what you're going to get. You could put down a hoax and have it mature only for there not to be a single Dracula card pulled. I mean, it's always possible. Or you might get Sensationalist Press or something like that.
Oh, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, buddy, it's been great. I think we should sign off on that, though.
It's always fun, CG, and it's been a great game for us to commentate on. There was a lot in there, so I'll look forward to watching it back and all the stuff that we missed because we were talking nonsense. So thanks everyone in the group and the chat. Nice to hear you all guys, and you and I will get a game at some point. We don't have to record it, so I don't want to, I'll spare your embarrassment.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but I'll chat to you soon on Nomad anyway. All the best, guys. Take care.
You'll be smiling out of the other side of your face when I get you. Thank you,
Why
everybody.
I? Why I oughta?
Thank you to all the viewers who came out and enjoyed this one. It was some really good action. Had a great time. And thank you to Roscoe for joining as well. Have a great one, everybody, and we'll see you next time.